Guys, today I have a review. So this is not a first impressions. This is not something that's brand new to me. I've been trying this product out for about 2 weeks now, and pretty much every day. It is the L'Oreal Infallible up to 24-hour fresh wear foundation. It is a good natural finish. There's a cat scratching at the door. I've got to stop him. Hold on. So, where was I? Oh, it's a good natural finish. What I do like about this, and it's something that I look for in most of my foundations, is the fact that it's a long wear foundation and transfer resistant, which this one is. I wouldn't say it's as transfer resistant as the Estee Lauder Double Wear or even the Too Faced Sweet Peach foundation, but it's pretty good and it's obviously really good for drugstore. The average price is about $14.99. I got the shades 410 and 405. Shade-wise, color-wise, well, lightness-wise, I guess they're about the same. The only difference is the undertone, really. So I kind of been mixing the two. One's more of a beigey, yellowy undertone. One has more of that pink undertone. I probably could have even gone down to 415, which was rose ivory. This is 410. They don't have the actual names on here. Oh, 410 ivory and 405 porcelain. So really the colors are the same, but the undertones are different. So like I said, I've just been mixing them. So let's go ahead and get this on my face. Okay, so what I normally do is I get about a pump of each and blend it together, and then I'll just go in with a damp sponge. I have used the traditional beauty blender. I have not tried it with a brush because honestly, I don't do brushes much. But for whatever reason, this Real Techniques one, I don't know. I feel like it just has an overall better finish. So I've been using this the most lately. So I'm just going to get a little bit on my sponge, and I'm going to dot it around my face. And I know what you're thinking. It's a light foundation. That's the color of my neck. Unfortunately, my face tends to be redder than the rest of my skin. Now see that one dip in the pumps got pretty much the whole half right side of my face. I'm going to go back in. I'm going to get that other half of the face. So as you can see, I look like a ghost, but that's not what I was going to say. I got to get the foundation on my lips so it doesn't blend into the rest of my face. We're not bringing back concealer lips, people. Okay. So as you can see, it covered up my face pretty well. I didn't have too much going on, but it definitely covers up the acne scarring for the most part. I had a spot down here by my nose. This is going to be a booger. It's not a literal booger, but it's going to be a booger to cover up. What I didn't say is I did not use a primer because I wanted to show you what this looks like at the end of the day without a primer. But it does fine with a primer as well. But I wanted to show you how well it lasts and that kind of thing. So we'll do a full day wear test. It's 11:22. So we'll do a full day wear test, and I will show you what it looks like tonight before I wash it all off. So I'm doing a second video today. I'm doing also testing out the e.l.f. concealers. So I'll finish my face with that. So I will link it below if you want to check that video out, or it'll be coming up. I'm not sure which one of these is coming up first. But I will come back after my face is finished and we'll kind of wrap this up. Okay, so I am back with a full face. I tried to keep it a little bit simple. I'm going to my nephew's birthday party today. Not like that's why I was trying to keep it simple, but I just was. So, like I said, I did the cream contour and the concealers with the new e.l.f. concealers. I'm going to leave that as a surprise, and you can go watch that video and see what you think and see if I liked it or not. But all I can say is just go watch it. But I wanted to show you, this is after I've powdered my face. It doesn't set into my fine lines and wrinkles. And then my little face one right here, I don't know, right by my mouth. I don't know if that'll actually show up on camera, but there we go. I'm really thrilled with this foundation. The only thing I've noticed is that it will oxidize a little bit, and I've noticed that I do like to use setting spray, but when I do use setting spray, it causes it to oxidize more. So that's probably a good thing that I use such a light shade, because as you can see, even now, this looks a little bit darker. I mean, obviously I have bronzer and stuff on, but I don't feel like it's too noticeable. A lot of times I'll just take bronzer down to my neck and that'll be good enough. But the overall finish is great. I really like the way that it sits into the skin, and it really does have that long wear time frame, and it doesn't transfer. I mean, you can touch and not have to worry about getting it off on your hands and that kind of thing, or like leaving finger marks on your face. So I do like that. Let me quickly go over what's on the rest of my face. So I use, like I said, the new e.l.f. concealers to cream contour and under my eyes. And then I use the Essence Brighten Up powder under my eyes to set them. And honestly, that's the first time in a long time I've set my under eyes with this powder. Then I use this to set the rest of my face, the Rimmel Stay Matte. I use this from BoxyCharm that I just got. This one is so pigmented, almost to a fault. I do like it, and you just have to use a very light hand, tap it off a lot, make sure you just are real careful with building it up. Then I use my Laura Geller blush. I'm still stuck on this highlight, guys. Like, for real, this is my highlight. I love it. It's my Dollar Tree highlight. Then I use just my basic e.l.f. brow pencil, CoverGirl Clump Crusher. I'm not even like giving you time to look at these because it's everything that I've used recently. I did use this flower liner in like a plummy purpley color just on the top and kind of smudged it out. And also I just used the bronzer in my crease. Didn't really get crazy with it. And then I used this Nude Stick Slip and Cheek Pencil. The color is Mystic. So that's all I have today on my face. I didn't set it because I wanted to, since I was doing a wear test of this and the e.l.f. concealer, which like I said, the e.l.f. is the first impression. This is not. I've worn it a ton of times. But I wanted to show you, if you didn't use a primer, if you didn't use a setting spray, what it would look like. So I have a feeling that it's going to stay still no matter what. It may break down differently or wear down differently. We'll see. Because I've only not used the setting spray like the first couple times. So I really honestly don't remember. But this is a good look of what it's like now. Let's darken it a little bit so y'all can just kind of see more true. Not like the light keeps it from being true to color. But that's what we're working with. Oh, sorry, camera. So I will do a couple of check-ins throughout the day, and I will show you how it wears. I'll try to do some natural lighting check-ins as well so we can kind of get a good idea of what it looks like outside. So that's it for now. So keep watching if you want to see the check-ins throughout the day, and then I will give you my final thoughts tonight, and then we will kind of just do another final recap. Okay, so I am doing an update in natural lighting for my foundation. You can't really see too much of where, I guess you can still kind of see where I contoured and a little bit up here. And then from under my eyes, the coloring is still pretty good. We're going over a bridge, sorry. And I have a 4-year-old back there still talking. But it doesn't look too dry. It's definitely not creasing hardly at all, so that's awesome. So this is about 2.5 hours in of wear on the foundation. So I will do another check-in later on today, and I will let you know my final thoughts tonight. Okay, so I am doing my last evening check-in before I wash my makeup off tonight and do my final check-in, but this is what we're looking like now. It is still a little shiny, but I wouldn't say greasy looking by any means. Like I said before, the concealer's still holding up nicely, my contour, and I am in lovely Costco lighting, so that helps. It is 5:11, so I've had this on for almost 6 hours because I can do math. And I will check in one final time tonight before I go to bed and wash all my stuff off. Okay, so this is my final check-in for the night. I tried to do it as long as I could. It's 8:25, so that's 9 hours. I usually wear my makeup a lot longer. I usually pushing 12 hours by the time I wash it off because I get ready early in the morning around 6:30-ish, 7 is when I start putting on my makeup, and then I usually don't wash it off until about 7 that night. So I usually do a full 12-hour day wear of my makeup on a normal work day. So this is what we're working on with. I have not blotted once. I have not powdered. I have not done anything. Sometimes I'll powder and blot as I need to, but when I'm at work, honestly, whenever I take a bathroom break, I just blot with some paper towels or tissues, but I never usually repowder. So I feel like it does pretty well. So this is, I know I'm using a phone camera instead of the actual camera, but I couldn't do much about that. But it always wears really well. I do believe the claim of it being transfer resistant. It's not going to be proof of anything. If you're going to sit there and rub it, it's going to come off. But just for your normal wear, or touching it, rubbing something, or hugging somebody, it's not going to come off. So here's what it's looking like at the very end of the day. A little shiny here, a little shiny here. But like I said, normally I would just blot that off and it would look fine. So, come on here. So I feel like everything kind of stuck on there really well. The only thing is it does kind of tend to settle in that one little crease that I have, but it's nothing major. And then it doesn't ever really go into my fine lines like where it's super liney, creasy. So I'm really impressed with this foundation. I didn't do the swatches though, so let me do that for you real quick of the two that I have. Not that many of you guys would be my super pasty shade, but just in case you were curious, let me do a swatch for you. Okay, so here are the two shades. It might not even be detectable as the color difference. Let me spread them out. Yeah, you can kind of see. I don't know if it picks up, but this one is more of a yellowy. This one has slightly more peachier tones in it. This is the ivory. This is the porcelain, the 405 and the 410. I could probably do the 415 as well, but I didn't want it to get too dark. So as you can kind of see, it has oxidized a little bit. It's slightly different than my neck tone, so it doesn't take much to be too dark for me, but I didn't want to go with the lightest shade and look completely washed out. So this is it for this makeup. I am very impressed with it. Like I said, I've been wearing it for 2 weeks, so I'm going to keep wearing it. I enjoy wearing it. It looks good on the skin all day long, and it doesn't take a lot of upkeep as far as, you know, if you're oily like me, a few blots and you're good to go usually. So that is it for the L'Oreal Fresh Wear foundation review. If you have any questions about it, feel free to message me or comment what you think about it. I am pretty much obsessed with it. So for being the $14.99 that it is, and to be able to match all of the claims that it says it has, I will continue to use that for sure. So if you liked this video and want to see more like this, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, so you can keep updated for some of these more affordable things that are actually pretty good. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. For whatever reason, this reel takes real words today. Lord, have mercy on me. Let's get some drink.